But Atiku, though through his spokesperson Paul Ibe, said he sent his condolences to the government, people and the victim, contrary to what the governor said. If you're interested in that story, you can turn to the front page and continue on page 4 of the Nation newspaper. Ibadan blast, Makinde lashes Atiku. And still coming from the front page of the Nation newspaper, I have CBN injects $500 million into forex markets. With yesterday's injection of $500 million into the foreign exchange forex market, the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) has reduced the $10 billion backlog of verified forex transactions by $2.5 billion. The Apex Bank, which paid $61.64 million on January 7th, said it had paid additional $2 million out of the forex backlog. The payment in tranches is a demonstration of the bank's commitment to addressing the persistent liquidity challenges facing importers and businesses. A statement from its acting director, corporate communication, Mrs. Akama Sidi Ali, said yesterday. The latest intervention targets outstanding commitments across the manufacturing, aviation and petroleum sector. Mrs. Ali reiterated the bank's dedication to clearing the backlog within a reasonable time frame. If you are interested in that story, you can turn to the front page and continue on page 5 of the Nation newspaper. CBN injects $500 million into forex markets. And coming from page 4, I have security men raise bar in battle against kidnappers. It was a busy day for security agencies yesterday as the battle against bandits and kidnappers raged on. The Nigerian Air Force (NAF) aircraft killed 15 terrorists along the Kwegan-Kampagan local axis in Biringarin local government area of Kaduna State. Chairman of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) Lagos chapter, Philip Ivoji, regained freedom 4 days after being abducted along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. The army handed over freed 35 kidnapped victims from Tasha Ngali and Natasha village in Basari local government to Governor Diko Umaru Rada of Katsina State. The Federal Capital Territory (FCT) Police Command rescued 5 kidnapped victims on Earth from Kuje Forest. The Imo State Police Command said it arrested 5 suspected kidnappers and recovered bodies during a raid. But just as the security agencies were busy, criminals were plotting. Gunmen suspected to be kidnappers yesterday killed 2 traditional rulers in Ikole local government area of Ekiti State. Also yesterday in Imo State, gunmen struck at Ohili junction of the Owerri-Olu road, killing no fewer than 4 persons. In Abuja, they killed a nursing mother and her mother who came to care for her after abducting them. The baby, barely 1 month old, was left on earth. If you are interested in this crime news, you can turn to page 4 of the Nation newspaper. Security men raise bar in battle against kidnappers. And coming from page 5, I have INEC begins distribution of materials for Saturday rerun by elections. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has commenced the distribution of sensitive materials to some of the 26 states where rerun and by-elections will be held on Saturday. INEC Chairman Professor Mahmood Yakub revealed this when he led top officials of the commission on a visit to Chief of Air Staff Hassan Abubakar in Abuja yesterday. He told Abubakar that because of peculiar challenges, the commission would need the help of the Nigerian Air Force to deliver similar materials to states in the northeast, southeast, and southwest where the elections will also be held. Yakub said, and I quote, The elections are holding this weekend. Working with the Central Bank of Nigeria, materials are being delivered to many locations. However, given the size and distance of some constituencies, we seek the support of NAF to expeditiously deliver materials to 3 locations in the northeast, southeast, and southwest geopolitical zones of the country. We have already indicated the specific locations and the tonnage of materials to be airlifted. End of quote. If you are interested in that story, you can turn to page 5 of the Nation newspaper. INEC begins distribution of materials for Saturday rerun by elections. And coming from page 6, I have Supreme Court dismisses cases against Tinubu, Buhari, INEC, AJF. The Supreme Court yesterday dismissed 2 appeals filed against President Bola Tinubu, ex-President Muhammadu Buhari, the Attorney General of the Federation, AJF, and the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, by a former presidential candidate of the defunct Hope Democratic Party, HDP, Ambrose Albert Owuru, and his party. A 5-member panel of the Apex Court, presided over by Justice John Okoro, in a unanimous decision held at the appeal, was frivolous and dismissed it after it directed the applicant's lawyer Habib Olawi to withdraw it. While other members of the panel expressed discomfort about the lawyer's conduct and the quality of the case he brought, Justice Okoro directed him to withdraw the appeal and he promptly did. If you are interested in that story, you can turn to page 6 of the Nation newspaper. Supreme Court dismisses cases against Tinubu, Buhari, INEC, GF. And coming from Ekiti State, Oyebamiji laments deplorable state of federal roads in Ekiti. Ekiti State Governor Biodun Oyebamiji has lamented the poor state of federal roads in the state, urging the federal government to fix the roads. The governor, who said this during his inaugural appearance at the monthly program Meet Your Governor, noted that the derelict condition of the federal roads were a source of concern to him. He hoped that reconstruction of the roads will be realized in 2024 budget of the federal government, having received assurance of the federal lawmakers. If you are interested in that story, you can turn to page 28 of the Nation newspaper. Oyebamiji laments deplorable states of federal roads in Ekiti. And coming from Osun doctors declare strike after patient's father attacks colleague. Association of Resident Doctors in Osun State University Teaching Hospital has declared a 24-hour strike after the father of one of the patients assaulted and attempted to strangle a doctor yesterday. The Nation gathered that the incident occurred around noon when a yet-to-be-identified father, whose 28-year-old baby was admitted in the hospital, assaulted the doctor on duty. Confirming the incident, the vice president of the association, Dr. Paul Oyegbola, said following the incident, the association had declared 24 hours strike. Speaking with the Nation, he said, and I quote, "I can confirm to you that a doctor was assaulted by the father of our patient, a 28-day-old baby. We have been making consultations to sort them out. For now, we have declared 24-hour strike and we are going to reconvene tomorrow by 1 p.m. If you are interested in that story, you can turn to page 28 of the Nation newspaper. Osun doctors declare strike after patient's father attacked colleague. And still coming from Ondo, I have workers on Ondo State government payroll under the aegis of concerned Ondo public servants, corps, have accused Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa of spending government funds recklessly. They accused him of diverting state resources to support his governorship ambition. A statement by spokesperson of corps, Segun Aderibigbe said the governor distributed money to party members during the last stakeholder meetings of the All Progressive Congress (APC) held at the International Cultural and Event Center, Akure. The statement said, and I quote, "We have closely observed the event in our beloved state since the death of our former governor, Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, who demonstrated immense care and respect for Ondo State workers. Although he had departed this world, we take solace in the fact that he lived a purposeful life and left an indelible mark. However, since Governor Ayedatiwa assumed leadership, the business of governance seems to have been reduced to serving political interests. Decisions and policies are now driven solely by political ambition and self-interest. We are deeply alarmed by the governor's spending habits and the manner in which state resources are being utilized." End of quote. If you are interested in that story, you can turn to page 28 of the Nation newspaper. Workers accuses Ayedatiwa of spending government funds recklessly. And I'll quickly go to page 28 of the Nation newspaper. It says, police kill notorious pirates, rescue kidnapped family. Rivers State has been thrown into jubilation following the killing of an alleged notorious pirate, John Togo II, said to have terrorized major waterways in the state. The Commissioner of Police, CP Olatunji Disu, who confirmed the development in Port Harcourt, described the late Togo as the anchorhead of island confraternity. He said Togo orchestrated the reign of terror, caused fear, devastation, and engaged in high-profile kidnapping, arms trafficking, and illegal oil bunkering. Disu said John Togo was a significant threat to coastal communities in Rivers State, particularly along Bonny, Port Harcourt, Okrika, and Adonai waterways. He operated illegal oil bunkering camps, engaged in armed trafficking, and was responsible for numerous erroneous acts such as ambushes, murders, and robberies, the police chief said. If you are interested in that story, you can turn to page 29 of the Nation newspaper. Police kill notorious pirate, rescue kidnapped family. And coming from the same page, I have council chiefs to sign attendance register. Borno State Governor Babagana Zulum has directed all local government chairmen to stay in their areas. The governor asked them to sign attendance registers 4 times daily to prove their presence at their duty posts. Zulum gave the directive yesterday in Maiduguri, the state capital, when presiding over the swearing-in ceremony of 27 elected council chairmen. The governor directed the Ministry of Local Government to immediately deploy biometric data capturing materials and machine to the local government area for their chairmen to thumbprint daily at 8 a.m., noon, 2 p.m. and 3:30 p.m. He said the measure became necessary to check absenteeism or absconding from work by any chairman without genuine reason. Zulum noted that abscondment remains an impeachment offense. If you are interested in that story, do turn to page 29 of the Nation newspaper. Council chiefs to sign attendance register. And coming from the last page, I have the university next door. It is a comment section and you can check it. It says, when Governor Yahaya Bello announced during the rerun-up to the gubernatorial election that he would establish a university in my hometown, Kaba. Please pardon my provincial air, the much neglected West Senatorial District of Kogi. If you are interested in that, you can turn to the last page of the Nation for that comments and debates. There we have come to the end of today's newspaper review on Aloore Radio. We are transmitting from GSM studio at the Ministry of Information and Orientation, Secretariat, Agodi, Ibadan. My name is Olukemi Omotosho. Thanks for listening and do have a wonderful day.
We bring you everything from breaking news.
President must know that this is a bad time for our nation. We must look for foreign support to save this nation.
World news, sport, music, and many more. To listen to our programs, follow us live on all our social media platforms on Facebook at Aloore Radio, Twitter and Instagram at Aloore Radio. You can also subscribe on our YouTube page on Aloore Radio. Make sure